Now that he's been eased into the offense.
He's got his preseason out of the way.
Are the Patriots ready to hit the throttle on N'Keal Harry? I'm Alex Barth, joined by Evan Lazar. This is the Patriots Press Pass, brought to you by Manscaped.com. They've got everything you need for all of your below-the-belt grooming needs. And you can get 20% off your order right now if you visit Manscaped.com and use the promo code GARDEN. Again, that's Manscaped.com with the promo code GARDEN. Evan, let's start looking backwards, and then we'll look ahead at N'Keal Harry. Yeah. But going back to the Chiefs game, we'll call it a touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown. We'll call it a touchdown. Everybody's been excited that that's the play. That's what they need to run. That's how you get N'Keal Harry going. But for those who have seen that, why is everybody so excited about that one specific play?
Well, I think what makes N'Keal Harry a very unique player is that, and for all intents and purposes at Arizona State as well, he's kind of a gadget player. Right? He's kind of a screens guy, kind of built in situations where you can get the ball in his hands and let him create after the catch. Or even almost in the play that he ran on Sunday, he's almost a ball carrier in that situation. They're almost handed it to him, right? It was a little flip pass, but it's close to almost being a handoff. So those types of situations, he is a 6'3", 225-pound man that can move for his size. And it's not just the fact that he runs a pretty good 40 at about 4.52, 4.53 at 225 is not too shabby, right? It's beyond that. It's his elusiveness, his ability to break tackles like we saw on that play. Those are all things that we saw all his entire college career, where he put up insane numbers for Arizona State. So really what makes him unique is he's a downfield jump ball guy that is also kind of like a Cordero Patterson gadget player. Well, I think so it's a unique combination, and that's kind of difficult, I think, or has been difficult for the Patriots to figure out and the coaching staff to figure out how does that fit within our scheme and within our system.
I think it's funny because when people think of gadget players, the kind you just described, they think of, the Tyreek Hills of the league, and it's these smaller, quicker guys. But you saw what N'Keal Harry did on that screenplay, jumping from really the 4-yard line where his foot was in bounds. From the 4-yard line to get to the end zone, he has immense strength as a ball carrier. And that, maybe as much as anything else, a very agile guy, but that maybe as much as anything else allows him to create after the catch. And that's the key right there for N'Keal Harry, is create after the catch and give him opportunities with the ball in his hand.
So I think it might be his best skill set. So maybe the jump ball and back shoulder ability, it's 1 and 2 certainly. But I think that as a ball carrier, watching him in college, that might have been his best tool.
So that leads perfectly into the next question. How do the Patriots, in the context of their offense, because it's too late to scrap it all and change everything for one guy, in the context of their offense, how do the Patriots create run after the catch opportunities for N'Keal Harry?
Right. So Josh McDaniels said on his conference call, he took the onus, he took the blame and said, I need to find ways to get N'Keal Harry the ball more in situations that he can succeed. So McDaniels realizes that they're not doing enough to get N'Keal integrated into the offense. I think the biggest thing that they can do is eliminate all of the little timing and precision routes, like the one that we saw in the interception against Houston, right? The little in cuts or the under routes, whatever you want to call it, the stuff over the middle where it's really about timing with the quarterback. That's not his game. That's not going to be his game until he improves as a route runner. So really where they need to go from here is those little flip passes like we saw on Sunday, screen passes, just with him out wide and run him a typical tunnel screen like a wide receiver would on any given play, right? And then figure out situations to get him into what I call bubbles. So you want to get him into as many bubbles as space as you possibly can. There's a couple different plays that they used to run with Patterson last year, little pick plays, right? Both vertical pick plays and horizontal ones, where they used to just run a little snag or a little kind of pick route, and then they'd run Cordell Patterson right off of it. And if you got his man, then that got him a situation where he could create separation naturally with scheme, right? With play design. And then from there, it's all his God-given talent.
So can I ask you, there's one play they ran with Cordell Patterson 7 or 8 times last year. It was one of my favorites, where they would have him in the slot and Philip Dorsett on the outside. They would run Patterson on the wheel and then have Dorsett run a post, and that kind of created the natural pick, plus the speed player going up the field draws the attention. Is that the kind of thing that they can use?
Exactly. If you're going to try to get him open vertically or get him open down the field and not just throw him those little quick hitter passers like we saw on Sunday, those little pick plays, situations where the scheme is helping him get open. Because if you're just relying on him to go one-on-one against his guy and run a route and shake a defender at the top of the route and break open and come open with just natural separation from route running, it's not going to happen. He's not
that guy.
He's not there yet, at least, and he's currently not that guy. So you have two options. You can scheme ways to get him open. You can throw him jump balls, or you can throw him passes basically behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so finally, real quick here before we wrap this up, let's say they get him going. Once they get him going, how much of the rest of the offense does that unlock?
Well, I don't know if it unlocks a lot of other people, but I think the biggest thing the Patriots need to do over the next 3 weeks is figure out something that they can do consistently going into the playoffs on offense. They got 3 weeks to figure it out, and the situation's really not that different than it was last year. They had 2 weeks last year, they got 3 weeks this year, right? And really the biggest difference is that there's not an obvious fix. Last year, I think the power running game, it was obvious, right? You have a great fullback.
I don't think at the time, though, we were a little surprised they brought it out.
I think looking at personnel, though, and looking where they had succeeded that year in different matchups that season where the offense was playing well, they have a great fullback. You got an all-world blocking tight end in Rob Gronkowski. You knew that you had that. The Patriots need to figure out what is their version of the power running game for 2019. Do they have that? Do they have something that they can do there? Because if they can't consistently find something over the next 3 weeks, then this is going to be the offense in January, and I think it will be a quick January if they don't score more points.
All right, so we'll see. Waiting on N'Keal Harry, waiting on the rest of the offense. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. This edition of Patriots Press Pass has been brought to you by Manscaped.com. They got your solutions for everything you need grooming below the belt. Make sure you check out Manscaped.com. Use the promo code GARDEN for 20% off. For Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.